recording.
Hmm?
So Sandra, how about we start with a few words about you, what you do, where you are, just a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I am in Sweden, in the southern part of Sweden, and I work online just like you.
Yeah.
So I have clients. I'm a high performance coach, and I am my expertise is in bringing people out of stress and sometimes burnout, and into really high performing ways of being
Yeah.
while keeping their health. And I do that online, and I do it here in Sweden, and I have international clients, not that many. I have focused on Sweden, but it's since I do a lot of, programs, international ones, then there are clients coming to you.
Yeah.
Then it's so wonderful that you can do it online. So
Yeah.
that's what I do mainly. And then I also coach groups.
Mhm.
And I have been more out giving talks at different organizations on stages. And after the pandemic, I have chosen not to go back to doing that as much as I did before.
Yeah.
However, I do love doing that on Zoom. So I invite for talks, on Zoom with groups,
Love
and
that.
sometimes out in the same room in person.
Love it. And after Alfred, you also chose to work very differently.
Yes, I did. I had my first baby in the end of May this year,
Yes.
and I chose, as soon as I found out that I was pregnant, I chose to pivot my business to go even more into group coaching and mainly online, like 99.9% online. And then my plan was to start working 2 days a week in September. But then during the summer, I realized that I don't want to do that. I love what I do. I absolutely love it. And I'm really passionate about it, but I wanted to spend more time with him. So I chose to work 10 hours a week, sometimes 12, but 10 hours. And that's from September. So what I did this summer was that I realized that I need a new way of leading my business, and not leading my business, but I knew that I had hit a ceiling,
Mhm.
and I knew that I am really good at what I do, and at the same time I couldn't create the financial results that I wanted.
Yeah.
So what I did this summer was that I prayed, and I asked for guidance to find a way to work 10 hours a week and earn more than I have ever done before.
Mm.
And there was you.
I just came as a result of your prayer. I
Yeah,
love
you did.
it. So good. So good. All right. Well, listen, this is just like a couple of months, I think we've been together.
Yeah, I went to a masterclass series with you in the end of August,
Yes.
and
Wow.
then I jumped on. So I have been in your program since, I believe it's yeah, almost 2 months.
This is amazing. So, Sandra, wow, this is wow. I'm blown away how much can change in 2 months, you know? All right, so tell us, what are some of your biggest wins so far?
So far, my biggest win is that I have really unlocked my confidence.
Yes.
And I had done a lot of unlocking into my confidence before. And now it was like, I lifted the ceiling of the last part. And out came a really powerful Sandra when it comes to,
Yes.
believing in what I do 100%. And what that has brought me to is that I have more than doubled my income, or my sales in September, and I have already uh, broken through that again in October, and we're at the 18th. Yesterday I did it
Okay.
while working less than ever, because I'm only working 10 to 12 hours a week, and I'm
Yes.
keeping that. So I have that is a really big win. And why I want to do that, I'm not driven by money. I am driven by serving people and supporting them the best way I can. And in this way that I'm doing it now, I can do that even better.
Yes.
And the most important mission that I have is to be a mom to Alfred, and I can do that, the most of the time.
I love that. Listen, I know we spoke about it just before. Are you open to share a little bit of figures and how much you've
Yeah.
actually changed your working hours? Because I think like it's just a space of month or two, and this is, to me, this is phenomenal what you've created in such a short space of time. So what was your kind of income and working hours before? And you've been in this business for like 8 years, right?
Yeah. So
What?
before, yeah, before it was, I've been at 7K on
Yeah,
average, but my results have been up and down. But on average, it was around 7K.
yeah.
That is while working 30 to 40 hours a week.
Wow.
And now I'm at 15K plus, moving on up, and I'm working 10 to 12 hours a week.
This is insane, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. It's so good. I love this.
I just like, I love that you prayed and that you followed the answer, because
Yeah.
I think many people pray, but when it comes, they don't necessarily jump on board, but you did. And look at you. I mean, seriously, this is wow. Congratulations.
And thank you. And I didn't, I mean, I knew intuitively that I wanted to jump on board, but still I had, these
Yeah.
worrying thoughts, the scary thoughts. I was telling myself that it was really not wise to
Yes.
buy a program while being a new mom. And I had this kind of buffer that I had, yeah, in my company. And I didn't plan for
Yeah.
doing this. This, I mean, I had a couple of days to make my decision, and I chose to do it. And I'm very happy that I did. Very happy.
And tell me, how did you work through these thoughts? Because I think this would be a thought of majority of mothers, right? Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, we were just on a call with Isabella, who is a
Hmm.
mom of three. And
Oh,
one of the biggest obstacles for her was actually, well, I should be spending this money on my children.
mhm.
And I think this is very common. So how did you work through these thoughts and still made the right decision?
First, I started with by myself, reflecting, and all of that, because I have great tools for it. And I know that the best tool, I mean, you can only come so far by yourself. Even if you're a coach yourself, you can only come so far. So I chose to text Agnes, that was my coach, success coach, or no, the coach, and we jumped on a call,
Mhm.
and she supported me really good. She coached me through these thoughts, and with that, yeah, I chose to sign in, and then I also, because I have always been a person who pays, on payment plans, so that was my first choice to do that.
Mhm.
And then Agnes, she challenged me, and I love that she did that. And she was like, "How can you manifest to pay in full?"
Yeah.
And she coached me through that as well. And I did, and I got the money for. Oh, I had 3 days, I think, and I had a solution. I found a solution to pay in full, and that was also. I mean, you can my skeptical part, because we all have one of those, was like, okay, that's just a way for her to sell the whole program in full. But when I did pay in full, I immediately sensed a shift in my own confidence that I could actually pay this amount of money, and I had it. I had it all the time, but I didn't see it.
Yeah.
And then when I actually did pay in full, out came, a whole different mindset in looking at, oh my God, I do have money. I have just been stuck in ways of seeing money as something that I don't have, even when I have it.
Oh, that's huge, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because if you feel like you don't have it, you're actually not
Mhm.
attracting more.
Yes.
Oh, this is so good.
Yeah, and you kind of like you have this chasing feeling inside of you, and that is not even real. In my case, because I did have the money, I just didn't see that I had them.
Yeah, beautiful. And it's actually the feeling of having that attracts more. So good. So Sandra, so this is 2 months of pure gold and
Yeah.
phenomenal transformation. I know you mentioned how much your confidence transformed. Is there anything else how your current Sandra today is different to the Sandra who started the mentorship 2 months ago? What would you say is the biggest difference, or a couple of the biggest differences?
The biggest difference is how I look at money. And I have had, I mean, yeah, and I have had I have had coaching in money mindset before, and nothing is as good as this is.
Mm,
I don't know what it is, but something has really, with this program has made me completely shift my way of looking at money and how I handle them. And I have discovered that before every every time I was touching money in some way, through an invoice, paying one or sending one, in all of those, as a business owner, you do touch money a lot of times.
that's right.
And I noticed that in every touch, I didn't notice it then. I can see it now. I have been really, tensed,
Hmm.
and in a deep sense, not a light sense, but a deep sense of I don't have enough. I don't have enough. I don't have enough
Yes.
of money.
Mhm.
And now I have money. And I am so confident and so sure and so trusting that I will always have the amount of money that I want. And that is another thing I have shifted out of. I have always been talking about money in a way that I need it. I
Yeah.
need money. I need this. I need this. Now I'm okay, but what do I want? What do
Yeah.
I want it for? And I can see now also another shift is that I have always given somehow, to charity. And I can see that okay, so I give it a little because I don't have enough. And
Yes.
now I can give more freely. So now I have also um, chose to, when I bring a new client on board,
Mhm.
if that is a referral for someone else, I contact that person, and I have a new one to do that with, so I'm doing that on Monday. I'm going to contact that person and ask the person, okay, is there any charity that you are more passionate about? And then we can donate a sum of money in that client's name.
Love that idea. Love that idea. This is so good. Well,
Yeah.
you, my friend, have become friends with money over just two.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
so good. So Sandra, actually, just one more question because, when I listen to what you do, it's actually very similar to what I do. We just might be using slightly different teaching tools, but I do also help females and males as well to perform much higher with less amount of work and burnout, right? What would be the value of someone who is already kind of in the space of what I do to hire a mentor? Why would someone like that? Because I think sometimes people think, oh, but I have all these tools and I have all this understanding. Why would I hire a mentor?
That's a real good question. I can say that before, like, I was in that state. Between I started my business 2016 all the way to 2020. I was in that. So, well, I don't need a coach. I don't need a mentor
Yeah,
because I am a coach.
yeah,
So I could coach myself. But then, again, you can only come so far because you are in your own blind spots.
hmm,
And we all have blind spots, and we keep my belief is that we keep having new blind spots or old blind spots coming up again when you're leveling up.
yes,
Yeah. So in this case, as I said, I wanted to create something that I had never created before. I have never worked 10 to 12 hours before in a week, and
yes.
I have never earned more than ever in that amount of time. So I needed to look for someone, and I wanted to look for someone that I could see have created the results that I have not created,
Hmm.
because you have created the results money wise. That was what I could see in the mastermind, anyway, in the master class, sorry. Um, and if you are a person that want to create a result that you haven't yet created, my best recommendation is to be mentored by someone who has created that result that you want to create.
Totally.
Definitely.
Totally. I love that. And, Bob Proctor used to say, and someone who proves by their results and their clients' results
Yes.
that they know what they're teaching.
Yes, yes, and that is so important. Thank you for saying that, because
Yeah.
there are great coaches out there, I'm sure of it, and mentors, but that don't yet, they can't prove it more than that they have done it themselves.
Yes.
And
And
if you could do
also,
it for yourself and others, I mean,
yeah,
that's just superpower.
and also there is coaches who do it automatically. So
Yeah.
it's not by learned behaviors and learned thinking.
Mm,
So you're like unconsciously successful or successful by habit. And then when you're actually teaching someone how to do, you're literally just teaching them what to do as opposed
mm,
to the mind behind it. And then, clients may not get the same level of results. So that's really, really wonderful. So Sandra, we have a bunch of participants watching us and we know how it works. Part of them says, yes, stay on, do this, jump. And then there might be another part in their mind saying why they can't, why not now, maybe some resources, whatever. What would be your best advice how to make the best decision for themselves and their goals?
I would listen to you because I know that you have been talking a lot about listening to your intuition
Mhm.
and to really trust your intuition. Like
Yeah.
listen to that and just like stay connected to that. I see it like here, my intuition is here, and then I have all of these shatter going on up here when I'm going to make a decision that is life-changing and an important, and that's just a natural way. I mean, it comes with a life-changing decision to have both of that. And our mission is to listen to this and
Yes.
then to get coaching because you do have Agnes, I guess, and Ivona and other great coaches that Eva provide for you this week. So connect with your coach and take the coaching.
Yes. Oh, I love that. And I tell you guys, if you're watching this, this is all it takes.
Yeah.
What Sandra said is so powerful. It's like when you're not getting the results that you want, you
Mm.
may already be very successful, but you're
Yes.
still not breaking through that ceiling to next level. There is blind spots you don't see. And the
Mm.
easiest way to identify these blind spots and also have them shifted is to find someone who has proven by their results and their clients' results that they know how to help you identify these blind
Mm.
spots. We will be sending out a lovely little interview I managed to do with Bob Proctor. I'm really, really happy about it. And I picked his brains like, Bob, what would be the best advice that you would suggest for someone who wants to reach 6 or 7 figures and not overwork? And he says this: find someone who has done it, who has proven by their results and their clients' results that they know how to teach it, follow their coaching to the T. So you
Mm.
guys have me here. You also have your success advisors. Follow the coaching to the T and be coachable. So
Yeah.
even when Sandra had things in the way to join us, she was coachable and Agnes was able to help her to see past the paradigms and follow the intuition. And look where she is 2 months after. Like it's just phenomenal.
Yes, it is.
Phenomenal. But it's also very easy to walk away from life-changing decisions
Yeah.
because that part of you that is protecting your current results is very strong. So this is why you use somebody else's support. You are honest, open, just spill over all your concerns and spill out all your concerns and let them coach you and listen.
Yeah.
Because if you're not getting the results you want to get, there's something that you're not aware of. And if you're aware of it, you're not changing it. So there is
Mm.
something that others can help you with. So thank you so much, Sandra. Guys, if this inspired you, the link is in the description of the video. We are looking forward to seeing you on the other side. And you get to meet Sandra as well because she's still in the program and rocking it and creating magic. So thank
Can
you.
I just say one last thing, Eva,
Okay.
for the people who are listening, is that the first month in, when I broke through and more than doubled my income and my sales, I had I almost got a migraine, and
Yes.
I had such tensions in my whole upper body, and I haven't had a migraine in 10 to 12 years.
Yeah.
And it was just bombarding me, all of these tensions. And fortunately, I had a coaching call with you, a mentor, one of those mentor calls that we have every week at the same day. So I could ask you, what is this? What is going on? Because I couldn't define it. And I mean, this is such a perfect example of where you actually, I mean, you do want to have a coach or a mentor to ask,
Yeah.
because you can create results. I have created this result 4 times before. in 2 years or something like that. But now I can see that every time I did that, I shrunk back because my paradigm was keeping me where I was before. And back to the migraine and almost migraine and the tensions, that was what you said to me. This is your paradigm kicking in. Listen to what your body is telling you. So I could listen. And that is where I discovered one of my biggest deep-rooted beliefs around money. And that is what has skyrocketed this month.
And
so a coach mentor, just hire her.
Oh, yeah. Listen, you just said pure gold, because even when I was like already multi-7-figure earner, I got a mentor. I'm always being mentored. Why? Because I don't want to be I want people who have achieved more than I have and easier, and I want to constantly learn from them, because I want to constantly grow and constantly achieve more and easier. But also I want someone who gets me unstuck in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So what you said earlier is you want to do something you've never done before. You want to achieve something you've never achieved before. Someone knows the answer to why you might get stuck. Why are you bouncing? And 5-minute coaching and you were sorted. Yeah. So beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys. And seriously, if you don't make this investment for you, make it for your children. Because I know Sandra's Alfred is going to be TIR'd from the very early ages, and he will be flying in the future. Like seriously, he will just achieve anything he wants to achieve, and he will overcome anything. It will just be so easy because of his mindset. So this is a gift for the entire family. Thank you so much, Sandra. And thank you guys for watching. We are looking forward to seeing you on the other side. Take care.
Thank you.
Oh, hold on. I did not want to do that. There.